Sekulow's European Center for Law and Justice, the ECLJ, recently released a groundbreaking report detailing how left-wing NGOs have infiltrated the office of the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner to advance a radical open borders and pro-abortion agenda. The report, which is nothing short of being similar to divulging Hitler's master plan of the East before the invasion of Poland, has of course been completely ignored by all of the Mockingbird media.
Do you accept the idea that we have a crisis at the border?
I am focused on mission, Chuck, and the challenges that we face and our ability to meet those challenges.
Fortunately, the Gateway Pundit discusses in great detail the ECLJ report, uncovering the infiltration by NGOs of the ECHR, or the European Court of Human Rights, and the OHCHR, or the UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. NGOs that include in particular the Ford Foundation, Soros's Open Society, MacArthur Call for Code Foundations, founded and chaired by Bill Clinton, as well as Microsoft, Counterpart International, and the Wellspring Philanthropic Fund.
The judges, who are elected by the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, are fully independent and do not represent any national interests.
Back in 2012, the ECHR busted the door open for radical open borders policy in the European Union with the landmark Hirsi, Jamaa, and others versus Italy case, which was the first to criminalize border security as so-called pushbacks or refoulement, and obliged countries like Italy to let in illegal immigrants or pay 15,000 EU in damages to each illegal immigrant.
Italians accuse the NGO of facilitating illegal immigration. The boat is part of a fleet of migrant rescue vessels active all across the Mediterranean Sea. As for the NGOs, they say they are defending the right to life by saving migrants from exploitation, violence, and death. But their detractors think otherwise. They accuse such groups of actually aiding the lucrative business of human trafficking networks active in Turkey and Northern Africa.
The NGOs had infiltrated the OHCHR since 2010, as 52 of the 222 special rapporteurs who are required to be impartial hold or have held positions in Open Society or an NGO funded by the Ford or Open Society foundations.
You and other rapporteurs have signed this letter, and you use the phrase modern-day racial terror lynchings. I mean, what goes through the heads of UN special rapporteurs and your colleagues as human rights experts? What do you think the United States is going to do when it hears that you're calling the United States a place of modern-day racial terror lynchings?
We are really were of the opinion that the US authorities have no sense of reality about how bad it really is. We do have structural and systemic racism in the US.
This is just a fig leaf for tyranny. Maybe the time has come to replace the Human Rights Act with our own British Rights Act and perhaps get out of this European Court of Human Rights altogether.
These so-called United Nations replacement migration experts continue to receive direct payments from NGOs that increase every year. This is the source of the rhetoric from Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas.
Why didn't you build, forgive me, a wall or a fence to stop them from walking in this flood of people coming across the dam? It looks like a highway that allows them to cross the Rio Grande. The law provides that individuals can make a claim for humanitarian relief. That is actually one of our proudest traditions.
This is the source of the resettling of Afghan refugees in Texas, who cost the taxpayers $65,000 per individual annually and have been underperforming and draining our welfare system since 1980.
You want to know, I assume, just as we want to know, how we can ensure who these people are. And this notion that they've been vetted as we would normally vet, I mean, how can we vet people? Are you going to call the Taliban government and say, is this information about this criminal record accurate? Of course we can't.
Blue crime sanctuaries like Austin, Texas, where woke Democrat policies continue to ignore the taxpayer's safety, exchanging it for the full-blown invasion of the NGO's New World Order master plan. John Bound reports.